Hi, I'm Lori Allred. Welcome to Inspired by Pinterest, where I surf around Pinterest looking for amazing ideas and crafty projects from crafters and bloggers out there that have been showing up all over Pinterest and bring them to life each week. So this week, as you can tell, I'm a little obsessed with pumpkins. I created a board on Pinterest called PumpkinPatch, and I have been going crazy dumping all kinds of pins into that board. Everything from glitter to blinged out to colored to painted. I mean, and I'm not talking Halloween, I'm talking your amazing fall pumpkin ideas. So let's talk about a few of the pins. The first one I want to talk about is kind of reminiscent of one of my earlier episodes we did in season 1 where we melted crayons and did the canvas art. And this is an awesome one done by Alexa from welldesigner.blogspot.com. Now she's been a guest on our Get a Little Creative show before. And I love this idea. She actually put the crayons at the top of the pumpkin, melted them with her hair dryer until it drizzled down the sides of the pumpkin. Really fun idea. I'm going to try that one. And then another one that really stood out to me is this amazing fun velvet pumpkin one that you can find on the lamonista.blogspot.com. And these beautiful velvet pumpkins have the awesome actual stems right in the velvet. And so I have some fun ones that a friend of mine, Tasha, made for me. And they're done the same way, just not with velvet. So she takes this circle cut piece of fabric, whip stitches around the edges, brings it in and gathers it once she's stuffed it, and then she's put this cute felt stem in it, tied some cute jute around that. And then of course on these others we've added fun junk, she's added fun junk bows to them and really kind of sassied them up just like her. So I just loved how those turned out. Now a lot of you, when we asked the question on our Facebook page at my craft channel, what you wanted to see on Pinterest, a lot have been asking for ideas with paper. I went and practiced and did a bunch that I thought were really cute, but they were so small and not as fun as these other projects. So if you go to my blog today, allreddesign.net, I'm going to share a couple of fun pins that I really like that are done with paper and very 3D and really fun to create with, you know, for all ages. So be sure to check those out, but we're going to skip to those and go to my one paper idea that I loved. This was a book pumpkin. Now the pin I actually started with is found on youcreatecrafts.com. And they do an amazing job there and collect so many great blog posts and have ideas there. And she actually cut out a book to look like a pumpkin. And I saw this idea at a boutique. I thought it was super cute, where they took the book and they just folded the pages in to give it a little bit more bulk. And I loved how tall it was. This book was actually one I picked up at a thrift store for I think $1.25. It was on cryogenics. I didn't plan on reading it. So I thought that was a really fun idea, and I just made a stem out of paper. I spritzed it with my different glimmer mists until I got the color I liked, added some tulle to the top, and I had a really fun, quick and easy idea from an old book. And I love how it gives me that varied height that we have going on there. Another that I've seen quite a bit this season on Pinterest are these fun glamour pumpkins, and I created one. They're done by covering a smaller round pumpkin with a pair of tights. So I had my daughter go through her tights and find a pair that she didn't wear anymore, didn't like. I've seen them even at the dollar store. And you're just going to want to, I tried to put the whole pair on. Don't do that. Cut the leg off so you're only working with one leg at a time. So as you can see, I've used the one leg. And you will have to kind of play around with it to see how far you can stretch across there. Now, I'm sure if I'd bought tights my size, I could have done a anyway. And so Emma's, I just took the smaller round pumpkin and I pulled it up, added some tight around the top to hold that and just kind of scrunched it down at the top. Added this fun bow to it with a button, and I was done. Now of course this is a real pumpkin, so it's not going to last forever. I'm going to have to toss it out, but I'm fine. These were all just scraps that I had laying around that aren't going to be missed too much when they're gone. Now I did have a lot of fun with glitter. How could you not do glitter pumpkins this time of year? So these are some fun dollar store pumpkins that I purchased, quite a few, and thought, what can I do with them? So this is some fun Doodlebug glitter. Of course, I'm almost gone. It's their sugar coating tangerine glitter. It's super fine, like sugar. And I just simply Mod Podged it and sprinkled it on. Had a lot of fun making a huge mess. One tip I'd like to share is when you get done with it, spray it with some hairspray. It's a great way to keep your glitter on. You'll still have a little bit of flaking, but it makes it so it doesn't keep flaking off as much. And then I found a fun pin on urbancomfort.typepad.com where she shows how to make these fun fabric leaves. And I did them on a couple of my pumpkins here. She even provides you with the pattern, so you can print that right off. That shows you the leaf size. And I just took some fun fabrics that I had and I added interfacing to one side of it and then cut them out. It was super easy. I did it while I was watching TV. And then all you do is you take some floral wire. She used white, I just had green, and she used fabric glue. I'm a cheat, so I used hot glue, but it worked fine because you're not going to ever see that on the bottom. And I love that I can bend my leaf into the shape I want, create these fun curly cues with the leftover wire, and I've got my fun looking pumpkin with that. So be sure to check out her blog. And then the last project, we're almost done, is my favorite. It's a toilet paper pumpkin. And I just love this because one, you always have toilet paper. Two, it just takes about a fat quarter of fabric. And then just some newspaper you get in the mail you're not going to use anymore. So I'm going to just lay that there. That's going to create us a little bit more bulk. The other thing you want to do is you don't want your pumpkin to look like a toilet paper roll. See, that's a little bit more squashed. You actually want to press down on it, kind of mush it in a little bit. Kind of take that shape away. There you go. I don't want it to look too much like a toilet paper roll. So I'm going to set that in the center. Now this is where it gets a little tricky depending on your newspaper. This has an ad that runs along the sides, so we're going to just start stuffing our ad into the Now don't worry about if it's perfect because our fabric's actually going to hold it in. Now this, I didn't even use glue on this project. Now the sides are a little short here, but don't worry about that. We can take up the longer sides to hold those in. Just keep stuffing your fabric in there. Same here. Now this would be really fun with some different colors of fabric, maybe not a traditional orange. Maybe that cute black and white chevron. Your kids would have a lot of fun creating these too, and it's already with stuff that you have. This is a stick I picked up out of my yard, and you're gonna have to maneuver that around so you could get that in. You might wanna hot glue your stick in or cut it down, and then I just tied a string of ribbon around it until I had a cute finished pumpkin just like that. Super easy to do, and I hope that these ideas have inspired you to go and do some fun crafts with pumpkins.